So we're here in Anadyr. It's the capital of Chukotka in the northeast corner of Russia. This is the area known as Beringia, the Bering Strait region, where Russia and the United States literally meet. And we're attending the Beringia Days meetings, which is a meeting where attendees celebrate the culture of Beringia and look into ways that that important shared culture between our two countries can be celebrated and preserved. And we've met and made a lot of friends here, and we'd like some of them to share their stories with you. I know you share a long-standing relationship with the Bering Strait region, and I was hoping you could share with us a very interesting story that you have to tell.
Well, thank you. Yes, I live in Nome, which is very, very close to the Bering Straits, and in the spring of 1990, I was invited to bring my dog team over to Chukotka. And another American came, and we joined 4 Russians, and a lot of the native teams ran with us from village to village. So we traveled for about 2 weeks. It was an absolutely amazing experience. We were met with such warmth and welcome in all of the villages. And at the end of our expedition in Orlen, we were met by 2 Russian biplanes to fly us back to our starting point in Providenia. And unfortunately, the plane I was in got about 100 feet up and was not weighted properly. And it stalled and it crashed on the ice. And one of our Russian teammates was killed. 3 of our dogs were killed at that time, and 2 of my dogs ran away. And the local people tried very hard to find my dogs. One of them was, unfortunately but understandably, he was shot by reindeer herders because he started killing reindeer calves, and that was their livelihood. But this other dog just disappeared. And she was a very shy dog. I figured she was gone, that she had died on the tundra somewhere. And yet, 5 weeks after the crash, someone from our expedition came back to Providenia, trying to get back to the plane crash site 200 miles away to see if he could find this missing dog. And the weather shut him down, he couldn't get there. And on his last day leaving Providenia, someone asked him why he was there, and he said, well, I'm looking for this dog, but I can't get back to where this accident happened. And he described the dog, and the guy said, I think that dog is right here in Providenia. And they went and looked, and sure enough, she was there. So 5 weeks after the plane crash, she made her way across a trailless tundra all the way back to the city we'd started in, and was hanging out. And he managed to catch her. It took 3 more weeks of persuading the authorities to let her come home because there'd been a case of rabies in Providenia, and they didn't want to send a dog out of an area in the Soviet Union where there was a case of rabies. But I lied, and I told them we had radio station and newspaper reporters, television station reporters, all waiting for this dog to come home from Russia, whereupon she came home on the next flight. And I thought, whoa, they fed her very well. It was about 3 days before I realized she'd actually come home pregnant.
Wow.
Then she had 7 pups, and the press named them the Glasnost pups. So it was a time of miracles. It was a time of miracles between our 2 countries, and a time of miracles for my dog to make it home after a trip like that, and then to bring her own souvenirs with her.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that story.
You are very welcome. Thank you for your interest.